An NFL player arrested. New Orleans running back Alvin Kamara taken into custody on battery charges after Sunday's Pro Bowl.
Kamara and his friends were at a club. Someone was trying to get on the elevator. Kamara put his hand on him, and then they beat him very badly.
Sunday, Kamara played in the 2022 Pro Bowl at Allegiant Stadium, where he was arrested after the game.
All right, I've been getting a lot of tweets and DMs about this, and I wasn't able to make a video on it up until now, where it seems like we're getting some information in regards to it, but it's still not a full answer. It's more where the league is trending in regards to this topic, which is fairly valuable because fantasy football season's right around the corner. So before we get to the content, I want to let you know we're giving away a ton of Madden codes on my Twitter account. We've already given some codes away. I'm going to mainly announce the giveaway winners on the 19th because that's when the codes officially get released to me via Amazon. We're also going to be giving some away on my Instagram story, so make sure you're followed on both. Now that we got all that out of the way, break! This video is sponsored by a product that's just made my life significantly easier, and that's Raycon. Raycon's everyday earbuds look, feel, and sound better than ever. With customized gel tips for the perfect in-ear fit, these earbuds are so comfortable and they will not budge. Trust me. They offer 8 hours of playtime and a 32-hour battery life. Raycons are priced just right. You get quality audio at half the price of other premium audio brands. It's no wonder why Raycon's everyday earbuds have over 50,000 5-star reviews. My personal favorite is the noise isolation feature. It's so freaking good. You don't hear anything from the outside world, and you can just lock in on yourself, whether you're listening to music or a podcast. They also have 3 different sound profiles for pure sound when you want to just hear every single note, balanced sound, which is their most universal and leveled sound profile for all-around performance, warmth, and depth, which is best for music listeners who like to switch between a variety of music genres, or my personal favorite, bass sound. If you want to ever listen to bass boosted music for your EDM, your hip hop, your R&B, and your reggae, they have that as well. And right now, when you go to buyraycon.com/microphone, you'll get 15% off of your order. That's buyraycon.com/microphone for 15% off. And thank you, Raycon, for today's sponsorship. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? So this is a story I actually covered about 6 months ago, and when I initially heard this story, a part of me kind of laughed because of the concept, the idea of it seemed a little funny to me. Not necessarily the battery part, but more the fact that the NFL decided to have a Pro Bowl, a game that doesn't matter, in Las Vegas. And I'm not saying that gives anyone a right to act out, but it's more of a situation where I kind of expected something like this to happen. So for those of you guys that don't remember, in February of 2022, Alvin Kamara was arrested and charged with battery resulting in substantial bodily harm. So I don't know who decided to pick a fight with Alvin Kamara. I mean, he's a football player. What are you doing? So here's the whole story if you guys forgot what went down. Saints running back Alvin Kamara was arrested and released on a $5,000 bond after being charged with battery resulting in substantial bodily harm, according to the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. Bro, we've been quoting the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department's Twitter almost as much as Rap Sheet. I mean, I think it goes Schefter, Rap Sheet, and then the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. It's been crazy this past year with Vegas. So here's what went down. Detectives obtained surveillance footage from the casino that matched the victim's account of the events. According to the police report, Kamara pushed the victim, and another male in the group punched the victim in the face and knocked him against the wall. Kamara then punched the victim several times. 3 others in the group then joined in, stomping on the victim's face, chest, and legs. The victim, who was knocked unconscious, had an orbital fracture to his right eye and other minor injuries, according to the police report. The fight was broken up by security officers. Kamara and his group were then escorted out. Which, look, I am assuming that when you are in Las Vegas for a game that essentially doesn't matter, obviously you're going to go out, hit the club, have some drinks with your boys, and obviously as a result, you're not going to make the greatest decisions. I don't know what caused this fight. Obviously, obviously it sucks that it happened, and obviously Alvin Kamara needs to be a little bit smarter when this type of stuff happens, because he kind of has a target on his chest in the sense that there are scumbags out there that would do anything to get punched by a celebrity because they know they could cash in on a huge payday. It sucks. It's the weird world we live in, and unfortunately, it seems like it happened to Kamara. If I was Kamara's friend, I would have at least told Alvin, yo, back away, go to the other side, and then handle the guy that started a fight with him. But obviously, no one's thinking clearly in these types of situations. This is an idealization, and as a result, what happened ended up happening. Now, there's way more to this story. The incident occurred around 6:25 a.m. on Saturday, the eve of the Pro Bowl, at Dre's After Dark Club in the Cromwell Casino. I mean, they literally said, yeah, who the hell cares about the Pro Bowl? Let's go clubbing. He was up till 6 a.m., bro. Now, the report was made on Saturday at a local hospital, which officers were dispatched to around 5:50 p.m. Kamara was arrested on Sunday at 3:30 Pacific time after the Pro Bowl, which he played in. Dude, that's like directly after the Pro Bowl. I mean, there must have been officers just like chilling there on the sideline saying,
okay, is this game over yet? We need to make an arrest real quick.
And then he got arrested as a result of it. Now, the victim was able to describe one of the four men in his interview, but Kamara was identified by surveillance footage and an internet search comparing tattoos and photos to the man in the picture. Another man in the group was identified via his social media account that tagged Alvin Kamara in photos of the group at Dre's that night. Kamara was interviewed by detectives inside Allegiant Stadium after the Pro Bowl. Kamara said the victims called one of the members of his group ugly, and that the victim said, "I'll whoop your ass too." Bro, this is what this fight is over? Are you serious?
This is what they threw hands over.
I can't believe it. It's obviously disrespectful, but like, I didn't think it would escalate to the point where Kamara gets arrested and this big of a fight breaks out as a result of the victim calling one of the members of his group ugly. He didn't even call Kamara ugly. He called one of his friends ugly. I didn't know this part. This is new to me. Now, Kamara told the detectives that he saw a fight break out next to him and saw the victim get punched, then punched him as well because he thought he was running away. Kamara said he did not know if he punched the victim while the victim was on the ground. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell said the league knew about Kamara's situation prior to the Pro Bowl. That part just is so funny to me. I mean,
yeah, I know he is wanted for arrest, but he needs to play in this very pointless game first.
That's in Las Vegas, which is a horrible idea, NFL. Take it back to Hawaii. People weren't getting in trouble in Hawaii, man. Something about Vegas just brings out the dog in these NFL players. And unfortunately, when you're an NFL player, what happens in Vegas doesn't stay in Vegas. It ends up on Mikerophone's YouTube channel. Now, take a look. Our security team was contacted by the police in Las Vegas just prior to the game saying they would like to meet with Alvin after the game. He said at a press conference on Wednesday ahead of the Super Bowl. Our team made sure that happened. Kamara posted a $5,000 bond. He had an initial appearance scheduled for 1:30 p.m. Pacific time on Monday, but it was canceled because he posted bond. According to records, his next court date would be on March 8th. So the latest we know about the situation is obviously his two friends would also get arrested as a result of it, and we got word of that on February 16th. His friends Darren Young and Percy Harris turned themselves in after warrants were issued. Each were charged with battery resulting in substantial bodily harm, which is the same felony charge that Kamara is facing. The police report states that Kamara punched the alleged victim 8 times, with 3 of the punches coming when the man was on the ground. Other men that Kamara was with, likely Young and Harris, also allegedly assaulted the victim. Police reviewed surveillance video that they say shows Kamara putting his arm out to stop the victim from getting in an elevator before the fight broke out. So the victim apparently showed his injuries. And look, man, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a judge. The only question that I have now is, how is this going to affect Alvin Kamara's season? Was it a great thing that he did? No, obviously it's a horrible thing that he did. Did the man have it coming? Well, I don't know. I wasn't there. I mean, if he's going out and calling people ugly and is like trying to antagonize people, maybe this is what the guy wanted. Maybe he wanted Kamara to beat the crap out of him so he could settle for some undisclosed amount of money, which is probably what is going to end up happening in this instance. But what I'm focused on and what I care about is whether or not Alvin Kamara is going to be playing this season. And it seems like Adam Schefter has actually given us an update in regards to this. Check this out, because this is not what I was expecting at all whatsoever.
But let's talk about Alvin Kamara. A lot of people are hesitant right now to invest.
The league is going to be looking into this, but it's going to be a little while, it seems, before this legal case is settled. The status of that case is not going to affect his availability this season. Depending on what the investigation shows, yes, he could be disciplined. But in terms of this season, it looks more and more unlikely that it's going to be this season. His attorneys keep pushing out the case. It keeps being pushed back. And by the time that there's resolution to it, this season may well be underway, and Alvin Kamara may be on the field for the majority, if not all, of this season.
I know it's messed up, but it's just so funny how, like, this man is wanted for a felony, and Adam Schefter's like, I know what you're concerned about. Will you be able to draft Alvin Kamara in fantasy this year? Well, from a fantasy football standpoint, there's a chance that the status of that case is not going to affect his availability this season. Which, of course, this is an NFL channel. It's just like so funny when you take a step back and look at the entire situation. This isn't officially the NFL stand. What I'm assuming is that the NFL has their hands tied with so much stuff. I mean, from the Deshaun Watson fiasco, which is a complete nightmare, by the way, from a PR perspective, to John Gruden's lawsuit, to Brian Flores' lawsuit, and then you have the Alvin Kamara situation as well. This is probably not something that the NFL wants to blow up because, to be honest, it hasn't been a major storyline throughout the offseason. Luckily for the NFL, and I'm just speaking from a PR perspective, I'm not speaking whether or not Alvin Kamara deserves suspension or not. I'm speaking from the NFL not wanting their reputation to be damaged even further as a result of this felony going down. So I'm assuming the NFL doesn't want to blow this up, but also you have to understand that the NFL typically waits until after criminal proceedings to hand down discipline. So that's what happened with the Deshaun Watson situation. Though Watson did not play at all for the Houston Texans, he was eligible. And currently you're seeing Watson going back and forth with the NFL in regards to how long he's being suspended, despite there not being any criminal charges being brought forth against him. So maybe that's what the NFL is going to try to do. And by the time they either bring legal proceedings against Kamara or not, then the season could potentially be over. I mean, I hope Kamara doesn't get suspended right before like the playoffs. That would suck. I mean, if you're a New Orleans Saints fan, my guess is the NFL is probably going to suspend him in a year. But let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about this update, man. I'm going to make sure to keep you guys updated on this whole situation. Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.